Alright, so I've done some work to clean up the bay. I generally just kind of slightly tuck the wiring, make it look cleaner. I made this to cap that hole. I relocated the fuse box under the firewall. And then this, I ordered a 9091 Integra intake hose, so I'll replace this with that for that OE look. I redid the battery cables, the whole setup basically. And these wires are actually from my old F22. They're kind of long, but they barely had any miles on them, so, and they're the right depth into the head, so I'm just gonna run those. The next big thing I'm gonna do is, I've got a valve cover I'm stripping right now. I'm gonna Cerakote that and replace this one, and I'm gonna Cerakote the heat shield as well. The owner suggested that I maybe should check this timing belt, because I guess he hadn't done very many timing belts before this. So, since I'm going to have the valve cover off anyways, I'll check the timing belt set up, readjust the valves, and then next thing I'm going to do is clean the bay, get off all this dust. It should be looking pretty good after that. Another thing I did is I replaced all these washer squirter lines, because the old ones were really brittle and it's not flexible at all. The only problem is when I did that, one of these squirters broke. So this is an aftermarket squirter kit, and they look not bad. They're not exactly the same shape as the OE ones, but they're pretty sleek still. And here's the part number I used for that. Yeah, the squirters can be adjusted, but just as they're installed, they work pretty good. So I don't really think I need to make any changes. The mats that came in the car are kind of worn out, at least the driver's side is. So I got some P2M mats from eBay. The only problem is on the driver's side, it's not made to be compatible with the dead pedal, so I actually had to make a hole in the mat and bolt the dead pedal over the mat. It looks a little bit weird, but it'll at least keep it from sliding around. Last thing that's bugging me with the controls is there's a lot of slop in the shifter. I can see the seat down here is worn out, and the U-joint under the car is worn out. So I'm going to take it all apart, see what I can do. While the shifter's out, I'll probably turn it to short throw. There's a throw on the shifter shortened. I added about 5/8 of an inch here. As for this, that's where most of the slop is. Taking it apart, and I just don't see an easy way for me to tighten it up. At least not with what I have here. I'll probably get these, like machine these in aluminum or something. So what I'm going to do instead of this joint, I'm going to cut this joint out. I got the spare steering U-joint. Basically going to put it in its place because these don't have any play. There's a U-joint installed. It's nice and tight, no play. Looks a little bit weird, but it'll work. Night and day difference. Very precise now. Alright, this thing has a door-mounted seat belts just like the Prelude. And they do the same thing, where they basically don't retract good at all. Now, you can normally improve that a bit anyways by cleaning the belt and the loops. If the belt's dirty, it's kind of stiffer and it doesn't want to go through the loop as easy. But when I had the door panel off, I saw the mechanism and it looks pretty similar to the 3rd gen Prelude. So I got some one fun ride upgraded seatbelt springs. They were like roughly 25% stronger than the stock 3rd gen Prelude ones. So I'm going to see if this fits on the Civic. Yep, spring work. It's already retracting better, but I still need to clean the belts. Kind of dirty. But once I do that, they'll retract real nice. No more damage in the door. So the paint had some light swirl marks. There was like a scuff in the driver's door, and the roof had a lot of like hard water stains. So I decided I just polished it, buffed it, and then just yesterday I put on a ceramic coating. So hopefully it's easy to keep clean. I think it's looking pretty good right now.
Several months later.
Alright, here it is after driving it for several months. Kind of split it up between this and the Accord, but yeah, it's got a good amount of miles on it now. I think I missed the filming it, but here's the Cerakote on the valve cover. Filmed up great. So yeah, it's a little bit dirty now, but it's been doing great. Only washed it like once or twice. See, these have water in them, so I'll probably have to take these apart at some point and try to reseal it. It's starting to warm up around here, so the next thing I'm going to do is put AC back in it. I think I have the bracket and the compressor for my CRV that were good when I pulled it off, so I'm going to try installing that. For the condenser, I'm just going to go straight to an aftermarket one with the built-in dryer, because the whole system of this is stripped out, so I don't want to have to try to find all the lines. But I'll have custom lines to the evaporator, which I bought the evaporator box used, and I'll just install a new evaporator in it, and then I'll wire it up myself. Get some AC going. That shifter linkage mod's been working great. It's very precise. And that's pretty much it for now until I collect some parts and figure some stuff out.